Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 305. 4 reasons why you are doomed.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
4 reasons why you are doomed. 2 types of people will listen to this episode. The first type will be the people who are mad that I made that statement and assumption about them. And do you know what? Good for you. That shows that you have the fight to succeed. But you'll still gain from this episode, so make sure that you keep listening. There's no reason why you can't improve on your success. The second type of person that will listen to this episode are those who feel doomed. Those who are trying to figure out the 4 reasons that I've mentioned why they feel doomed. And they are the people that I really wanted to draw out and to communicate with. Because I think you've got a few obstacles in your way, namely yourself and your own mindset, which is why we'll go through the 4 reasons why you are doomed. Now, the 4 reasons why you are doomed are actually 4 positives that you can do to improve your current mindset or your current situation. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all negative. Let's start off with you are not doomed. You can't give up. You still have a chance. You might feel doomed. You might be feeling tired, worn out, negative, underconfident. Have any of those hit home? It's hardly a surprise. Since COVID, societal morale seems very low. There's the housing crisis, there's the energy crisis, there's the cost of living crisis. How many more crises? Crisi? Is that the plural of crisis? I've never even had to worry about what the plural of crisis is because I've never experienced several crises going on at the same time. It probably is crisi, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out after the episode. On top of all the crisis going on, there's the further threat of pandemics. Everybody's kind of waiting and watching and listening to see if something is going to be announced. Is there going to be another wave of COVID? Is there going to be a mutant COVID? Is there going to be more mask mandates? Is there going to be lockdowns? Is the monkeypox, going to become more prevalent? Is other things going to happen that we don't even know about, that haven't been invented yet, are released from whatever lab or under whatever unusual circumstances that we never could have guessed what the hell was going to happen and predicted it? Then there's also the war in Ukraine, which is going on at the moment. It's no wonder you might feel doomed. It's no wonder you might feel down. It's no wonder you feel that there's a lack of control in your life, or you're struggling with your lack of ambition. You think it's hopeless. You feel helpless. You feel lethargy. Now, on the other side of it, more than likely, you're keeping up appearances. More than likely, you're putting on a brave face while inside you are struggling. You're bottling it up. You're letting everybody around you think that everything is fine, while you feel on the inside you're going nowhere and there's no point to any of it. It's all rigged and you're slowly but surely dying on the inside. Now, I know that sounds very bleak. It's sad. But a lot of people, whether they are admitting it or not, are feeling that way. There's 4 reasons and there's 4 things. I'm sure there's many more, but you know what? We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple simple isn't easy. So I have tried to keep it simple and I have tried to keep it easy. We'll list the 4 things, the 4 reasons why you may feel you're doomed and what you can do about it. And they're kind of self-explanatory. And I absolutely know that you know this already. But sometimes you just need to be reminded. Sometimes you just need that little motivation to get you back on track and to feel good about things, to feel a little bit more positive about things. Right, 4 reasons why you are doomed. Okay, the first one, you don't have clear goals. So what do you need to do? You need to set clear goals. I told you, we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it really, really easy. You need to set clear goals. Now, this is a perfectly timed point because we're coming to the end of this year, 2022. I was going to say 2023. We're starting into 2023. You need to plan everything that you want to do, have, see, achieve for next year. Now, it could be a case, and I say this in jest, but it could be a case that your 2023 goals are simply the goals that you set in 2019 for 2020 that never actually happened because of COVID, because of everything else stifled all your plans. You could just move them forward into 2023. Absolutely. I have a good few of those that I'm going to be doing that with, moving them forward. But you need to have good, clear goals. You need to sit down with a pen and paper. You can do it on a digital device, of course. But even the constructing your goals, allowing yourself to think big, letting yourself dream with your eyes open, that should be very motivating. It should be making you excited about your future. It's not the time to be putting limits on your goals and to be, but that's not realistic. Screw that. Write down what you want. Write down the goals, what you want. Now, make sure it's what you want. It's not what you imagine you want based on how you think other people might perceive you. I mean, that's absolutely useless, and they're not true goals. And when things get hard, you don't have a definitive why. And if you don't have a definitive why, it's a hell of a lot harder to achieve those goals. So make sure when you're doing your goals, as part of the process, ask yourself, do I really, really, really want this? And if you do, you'll be prepared to take and make whatever sacrifices you need to do in order to pursue it. And you'll be happy to do so, or certainly happier even in down times, because you'll know it's your, as the expression goes, the corny expression, your true north. You'll know it's what you're meant to be doing. You'll know it's the direction that you're supposed to be going in. Enjoy doing your goals. If you write down 10 goals, again, keep it simple. Write down 10 goals. They can be conservative goals. Then look at them again after you've gotten the 10 down, or more, obviously, but get your 10, look at them again after you've done your 10 and see if you can increase them. See if your subconscious would let you believe that you could make those goals even bigger or add bigger goals. Enjoy the process. Goal setting should be a pleasure. You should enjoy reading your goals, reminding yourself of your goals every day. If you don't, then you've got the wrong goals. You're not chasing the right things. You should be a little bit excited, well, a lot excited, a little bit nervous. That plays in hand with chasing your plans and your dreams and turning dreams into goals. Okay, so that's the first one. You don't have clear goals. Let's solve that. Take the time out today, this week, take an hour and get started with that process. You deserve that hour. Okay, number 2, you worry about what others think. So that's the second reason to why you are doomed. You worry about what others think. There's far too much time and energy wasted worrying about what other people think when, number one, other people are so busy in their own lives that they don't care as much as you might be putting the emphasis on. They're not as interested in you and your life as you might think. Guess what? They're struggling themselves. Guess what? They're also worrying about what other people think. There's too much emphasis placed. And what the part that gets me is that there are so many talented people. There are so many people with amazing skills, amazing brains, amazing bodies that never fulfill their potential because they are worried. About what other people think. That's a horrible thought. Imagine somebody who didn't become what they could have become because they held themselves back based on their worry of how they would be perceived by others. Do not let that be you. And worrying about what others think includes family, includes close friends. In fact, they're the most detrimental. Family and close friends are the most detrimental to your progress. Now, I'm not saying go out of your way and do things that is going to purposely antagonize those closest to you. But if you genuinely, as we discussed in the first one, you have a goal that you've decided is, 100% your true north, and it's what you're going to do and what you need to do. And you have people around you that aren't supportive of that, or you're worried that they mightn't be supportive of that. That's absolutely going to hold you back. You cannot worry. If it's truly what it is you're supposed to be doing and supposed to be going after, you cannot take a second to worry, because these people might not necessarily be worrying about what you're thinking of them, or you're putting far too much of an emphasis on it. Stop trying to be so likable. It's not your job to be likable to absolutely everybody. That's an impossibility. The most likable person on the planet is not liked by everybody. Right, the third point, the third reason why you are doomed, you worry about yourself too much. Now that might be an unusual one. I haven't seen this particular point in anyone else's similar episodes, but you're worrying about yourself too much. Now, after a certain point, finding yourself. Everybody wants to find yourself. Everyone wants to find themselves. Everyone wants to figure themselves out and know what makes them tick. Understanding yourself, growing up, deciding who you are is all very important. But after a certain point, finding yourself is a narcissistic pursuit. I said it. There you go. It's narcissistic. We are all great. We are all shit. We're all humans. The positives and the negatives that come with that. All the uniquely good and bad things about you are actually not unique. So all the things that you think are unique, good and bad, about yourself are actually not unique at all. There's a happiness to that, because it means that you're not as odd as you might be telling yourself you are. You're not as unusual. It would be very rare for you to be experiencing something that no other human being has experienced. So that's brilliant, because you can be in your own head far too much. You need to stop worrying so much about yourself. You need to do your best, as you, I'm sure, already are, and continue on your mission. All that mental space is being taken up worrying about yourself when it should be taken up with going towards the things that you want to go towards. Get out of your own way, basically, is what we're saying. So, finding yourself is important. But if you're doing it decade after decade after decade after decade, and you're still trying to find yourself, and you're still trying to figure out who you are, and you're still up in your own head, it's either you don't like what you have found, or you're lost in your own mind, or you just aren't pursuing what it is that you need to be pursuing. Because when you are loving what you're doing, you forget about yourself. You forget to drink water, you forget to hydrate, you forget to eat food, you forget to sleep, you hold going to the toilet for so long, longer than is healthy, because you're stuck in the moment, in the flow. You're out of your own mind doing what you're meant to be doing. So keep that in mind. You worry about yourself too much. Being first world country, living in a first world country, we have the privilege of being able to be in our own heads a hell of a lot more than we possibly should be. We can live in environments that can nurture our narcissism, and that's fine. We're all narcissistic, but you absolutely want to balance it out and control it. I mean, if you could imagine people in third world countries, they mightn't have that luxury. So it's not always a good thing, and it can get to the point of holding you back. Right, that's enough of that one. Okay, number 4, the last one. The last reason why you are doomed. You don't take daily positive action. Now, daily positive action, maybe you're there thinking, wow, how the hell do I take daily positive action? It's impossible to take big steps. I never said anything to do with big steps. Count your small steps. Count your achievements. It's brilliant if you have a journal and you can actually write, because you won't remember all the small things that you've done throughout the day. Count your small wins. It helps in the process. You wouldn't believe unless you were logging all the small things that you've done over the course of a week, a day, a week, a month, or a year. you would be shocked at all the small achievements that you would ordinarily pass over, forget, absolutely forget, because you're concentrating on the big ones. The big ones are important. You want to log those as well. But the small achievements make up larger achievements, and they set up your future. So small achievements, don't underestimate a small achievement. What's a small achievement? Finishing a book. That's a small achievement. I would absolutely write it down. Small achievement. Opening up your laptop or your computer or your phone and creating a new file and writing one sentence of a blog or an article or your book that you've been saying you're going to write for a long time. Yeah, I'm in that bracket. Writing of one line, starting it. You've started. That's a small achievement. You started your written piece. Don't underestimate small achievements. It definitely helps to keep, to jot them down. My goal is always to have 300 by the end of the year. Always want to have 300. I don't care if they're small. I don't care if they're silly to other people. I don't share them with anybody. I've just shared with you, but you know, I keep them to myself. They're the small goals, and then there might be the things I never listed in my small achievements. There might be the things I never listed in my goals. Are never expected. They're a bonus on top of the large goals I do achieve, and the large goals I don't achieve. The small achievements are absolutely brilliant, and they do give you a little bit more control over their life. They do make you realize that you are actually doing a lot more than you're giving yourself credit for. They do help your positivity. They do serve so many positive mental health benefits. So make sure that you're taking daily positive action, and make sure that you're writing them down. Make sure that you know what you've done. It gives you a hell of a lot more to be grateful for. If you have gotten through a day and you haven't achieved something large towards your goal, you didn't get it done. But you can remind yourself of 10 small things that might not have been on your list. They might just be bonus small achievements. You will be a hell of a lot more positive. You'll realize that you're not losing. You'll realize that you're not a loser. You'll realize that each day brings little small achievements while you're chasing the big achievements, because the bigger ones and the bigger goals can take a little bit longer. So that's the 4 reasons why you are doomed, and they're not really reasons why you're doomed. There are 4 ways to not feel like you're doomed. There are 4 ways to reinvigorate yourself and your goals and your energy and your motivation and your confidence. I am convinced that all of us know the best lives we should be living and the way to live those lives. And I think we get sidetracked. I think we get distracted. I think we lose confidence along the way as well. I think we tell ourselves different things like, oh, maybe it's childish. Maybe it's not meant for me anyway. Maybe I should grow up. Whatever it is, we talk our way out of our achievements and out of our goals. You have no need to do that. So, number 1, set your clear goals. Number 2, stop worrying about what others think. Number 3, stop worrying so much about yourself. And number 4, take daily positive action steps. Small ones, absolutely brilliant. I hope that's helped you. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.